Humans have never been to another planet, but our robots have, and we have a good idea what the surface of Mars and even Venus would look and feel like. Our rocky neighbouring planets might be worlds apart, but there's one thing they've both got in common with Earth: landscapes. It seemed sensible to try and find some places on Earth that might at least look like Mars and Venus. 8 months before filming, the team started to look around the world for likely places, and deserts were top of the list. It was vital that the vistas we found had no plants in them. We didn't want to waste any money painting out shrubs and bushes later on. But there was another factor when it came to trying to find a Venus location look-alike: clouds. Venus is shrouded in an ultra-dense atmosphere that blankets the planet and blocks any direct sunlight from reaching the surface. Ideally, we needed a cloudy desert to film our Venus exploration scenes. Cold Antarctic currents run up the south coast of Chile, bringing high clouds and sea mists to the north of the country. This otherworldly landscape in the Atacama Desert also happens to be one of the driest places on Earth. Apparently, it hasn't rained here for over 40 years. And the great thing about the Atacama is that it was also recently voted one of the most Mars-like places on Earth.
The Atacama Desert in northern Chile is so like Mars, in fact, that a lot of the world's space agencies bring their Mars hardware, the rovers and the landers, here to test them before they send them to the Red Planet. So there's good reason for us to be here too.
But just getting everything to Chile, rebuilding props like the Venera 14 replica and the Mars buggy was no easy task. And then, of course, costume fittings in the hotel car park.
It's not easy moment, but it's possible.
The filming location lay 150 kilometers away from our base, and everything needed transporting there every day.
Not only have we brought this team 14,000 miles across the world, but every day we're staying 2 hours drive along bumpy, dusty roads from here. And we're getting up at 3:30 or 4 o'clock each morning to get everybody here in time so that we can get this location behind me turned into Mars.
But we were here to do Venus too, and it was Venus that was causing us the sleepless nights. One of the rules of filming is that whenever you turn up, the weather is never quite right. And despite this coastline being perpetually cloudy, the day we arrived, it was sunny.
We need to check the weather because it's nice and sunny here when it should be cloudy. What we need to do is see if we can get some sort of local weather forecast, or if not a general weather forecast, for this part of Chile. For the next 3 days is what we need, really.
And even getting up earlier the following days, we failed to get the cloudy conditions we needed. With the clouds disappearing just as we were ready to film again, Venus was abandoned for the day.
Well, it didn't quite work for us today because, as you can see, we haven't got any cloud. So the next plan, I guess, is to go to Mars, where there is no cloud. So hopefully we'll be fine.
Luckily, our Mars location was just around the corner, and we could relocate and be ready to film there within an hour or so. But while the Mars scenes were slowly being ticked off, Venus just got further and further behind. We started looking for alternative locations further down the coast and nearer sea level. But then, on day 3, a breakthrough. Thick clouds obscured the whole Venus site, and without shadows, we were in business.
Some surface corrosion. You can see a little dust. She may not be pretty, but she's tough.
Yeah. Okay, Rad, well done, mate. Okay, cut that. We cut it, thank you.
With Venus completed in one very long day, we could return to Mars, filming the buggy drives to the canyon and the dust storm.
Well, it's another day on Mars. A little bit of cloud, which we could have had for Venus, but unfortunately we didn't. But we managed to get all the stuff we needed for Venus. Very happy about that. So now, Christopher's is telling everybody to do all the things they're supposed to do. And everybody's very jolly.
Oh, it's a happier planet.
It's a happy planet, it is indeed.
And for once the weather was on our side. The coastal mists were advancing into the Mars camp, giving us just the look we were after for our Martian dust storm.
It's a wrap in Chile, everybody.
Until we choose to send humans to another planet, these scenes shot for Space Odyssey in Chile might be as close as we ever get to walking on Mars.